Currently, you're looking at the features that you should have as a delegate for the SRMUN conference. Approximately 1 week before the conference, we will give out the meeting room login information for all the committees and other meeting rooms to the faculty advisors and the head delegates. It will be the responsibility of the faculty advisors and head delegates to distribute and relay that information of the meeting rooms to their delegates. Once it's time for you to enter your meeting room, don't forget to rename yourself with the member state name that you are representing. If you are a dual delegation, meaning you have a partner representing the same member state, don't forget that one of you must be classified as the voter. For example, we have 2 Colombias here. One of them will maintain their name of just Colombia, whereas one partner must be represented as Colombia:voter. That delegate, recognized as the voter, should be the only person voting for your member states on the procedural and substantive matters for that session. It is up to the delegates to decide amongst themselves who will have the voter status. In this example, the delegates of Colombia, it's up to them to decide if they want to alternate per session as to who will have the voter status. If one of them prefers to maintain the voter status throughout the whole entire conference, that is up to them. Let's take a review with some of the obvious features such as mute. If you click on mute, then you're muted. It is important for all delegates to remain muted at all times until they're recognized to make a point or motion or to deliver their formal speeches. Once you're done delivering your speech or your motion, please remember to mute yourself once again. Next up is stop video. If you click on stop video, then your camera is off. The meeting is still happening, but the camera is off. Due to internet, Wi-Fi bandwidth issues, we will be lenient to allow you, the delegate, to have your cameras off at all times until it's time for you to deliver a point of motion or your formal speech. If you wish to have your camera on at all times, you also have that right. Within stop video is an arrow here. If you click on that, if you have multiple cameras connected to your device, you may swap things there. And it's also where you may choose a virtual background. If you decide to use a virtual background, it must be the SRMUN approved SRMUN background that will be available on the SRMUN website. Once again, you must use that SRMUN background if you want to use a virtual background. If you don't want to use a virtual background, that is also your right. Next up is participants. You're currently looking at it. That's where all the names of your fellow delegates, your members of the dais, and any other guests will appear. At our normal SRMUN conference, when you want to be recognized for a point of motion, you raise your placards, but here you use the raise hand feature. It's located within participants. Right here, you click on that, and everyone in your committee, dais, your fellow delegates, will be able to see your hand being raised. Once you're done with raising your hand, if because you've made your point of motion or you weren't recognized, please don't forget to lower your hand. Also within participants, it's the nonverbal feedback feature. That's what Zoom calls it. And instead of voting by placard as you will do at a normal SRMUN conference, here we will use this. So for example, if there was a motion on the floor for a 30-minute suspension of the meeting for an unmoderated caucus, all the delegates may vote simultaneously. Let's say if I want to vote yes, I'll click on yes, and the yes vote appears to everyone in the committee room. For the dais, they'll also have the benefit of seeing a tally of the number of students or delegates that voted yes, that voted no at the same time. For a vote that requires abstentions, go on to more. You will see the copy symbol will symbolize abstain, which if you click on that, it will also appear. For the dais, they will also see a tally of those that voted to abstain. During voting procedures, you may still motion to vote by acclamation or issue a roll call vote. If during voting procedures there's no motion for a roll call vote and there's dissent for the vote by acclamation, you will then proceed to voting with the nonverbal feedback feature here. Next is chat. Let's click on that, and a little chat window appears. Your dais may send a message to everyone all at once. As you can see, it says everyone here. If you want to send a message privately to one other member state or to your fellow partner, let's say in this case to your fellow partner, you'll click on the other Colombia and it will say privately. Please be very, very mindful when you're trying to send a message one-on-one to somebody that you don't have the wrong member state selected, that you don't have everyone selected by accident. It might get awkward. If you want to share a message to 2 people at the same time, that's not the place to go to do that. Where you want to go is to the main Zoom window, there's a chat, and you can set up group chats. In this chat area, as well as the chat window here, you may also send files. You can send files from your computer, your Google Drive, and other locations as well. Next is share screen. During formal session, the share screen option will be turned off for delegates. Once it's time to go into your informal sessions, such as the unmoderated and moderated caucuses, then the share screen will be on. Next, you'll see record. There's no reason to record, so you don't have to worry about that button. Then we have leave. If you click on it, it will ask you if you want to leave your meeting. If you do click on that, then you have actually left your meeting.